After 500,000 years of silence, a sudden ripple of movement spread across the farthest reaches of the solar system. The Xiphorians, an ancient and powerful alien race who had once watched Earth as a small, insignificant, in the vast galaxy, were finally returning. Their massive starships, shaped like floating mountains of metal, slowly pierced through the darkness of space, casting long shadows across the sun's light. The Xiphorians had expected to find a weak, divided planet filled with primitive beings who had barely crawled out of the Stone Age. They were prepared for easy control or to simply ignore the world as they had done for thousands of generations. But as their advanced scanners swept across Earth's surface, they found something completely different. Cities glowing with energy, vast networks of technology that hummed with life, and most surprising of all, a species that seemed to stand. United humanity had changed. They were no longer the scattered tribes the Xiphorians had quietly observed so long ago. Instead, they had formed a strong coalition of nations and cultures, working together to build a future that stretched beyond their own planet. The alien commanders exchanged uncertain glances as the data poured in. The humans had developed technologies the Xiphorians had never imagined so quickly, combining nature and machine in ways that made the aliens' cold machines seem lifeless. Satellite images showed sprawling green forests beside towering cities and great oceans where human ships traveled faster than any Xiphorian scout had predicted. But it wasn't just the technology that confused the ancient visitors, it was the way humans communicated and worked with each other. There was a sense of hope and energy that vibrated through their transmissions, something the Xiphorians could not easily understand. The aliens had long grown distant from feelings like hope. Their civilization had become rigid, ruled by strict rules and cold logic, losing the unpredictable spark of life that made species like humans so dangerous. Despite their advanced weapons and shields, the Xiphorians suddenly felt something they had not felt in centuries, a cautious fear. They knew that any encounter with humanity could turn into something unpredictable, something that might challenge their centuries of power and knowledge. As their ships closed in on Earth's orbit, a strange silence filled the bridge of the Xiphorian flagship. The commanders prepared to make first contact, their minds filled with questions. What had happened on this small blue planet? How had humans become so strong and united in such a short time? Could this reunion bring cooperation or conflict? Below, on Earth, the skies suddenly filled with strange shimmering lights as humans spotted the approaching fleet. For the first time, the species that had once been watched from afar were ready to meet their watchers eye to eye. The stage was set for a moment that would change the future of both species forever. The moment the Xiphorian fleet was detected, as by Earth's vast network of satellites and deep space sensors, a wave of tension and hope rippled through every continent. Humanity had spent decades preparing for this moment, but nothing could fully prepare them for the reality of seeing the colossal alien ship silently entering the atmosphere, casting enormous shadows across cities and oceans alike. The world's leaders, scientists, and diplomats had come together like never before, forming a unified coalition to greet the ancient visitors. As the Xiphorian ships descended slowly to the surface, powerful transmissions of peaceful messages filled the airwaves. Humans broadcast their intentions clearly and without hesitation. They came in peace, ready to share knowledge, culture, and friendship. The messages, sent in countless languages and formats, reached the Xiphorians with clarity, stirring something unexpected in the hearts of the alien crew, curiosity mixed with caution. When the first Xiphorian explorers finally stepped onto Earth's surface, they were met not with fear or violence, but with a calm and respectful welcome. Scientists showed their cutting-edge inventions, diplomats extended hands in friendship, and the coalition leaders spoke openly about a future built on cooperation. The Xiphorians revealed the depth of their long observation, telling stories of how they once watched Earth from afar, tracking the slow rise of a species they thought would remain stuck in endless conflict in primitive ways. But the humans before them were far from that. Visitors confessed that they had underestimated the resilience and spirit of humanity. In the 500,000 years since their last visit, humans had changed in ways the Xiphorians found both fascinating and unsettling. They had learned to blend technology with the natural world, creating cities that breathed with life instead of choking it. Their cultures, once divided by endless wars, now found common ground in shared goals and dreams. This harmony of mind, heart, and machine was something the Xiphorians had lost long ago. Having fallen into a pattern of rigid control and cold calculation, the humans' ability to grow and unite despite endless challenges was a force the Xiphorians had not expected. The alien leaders looked upon the people of Earth with a mixture of respect and an unfamiliar apprehension. They wondered if the humans' rapid progress was the key to their strength or a sign of something more dangerous, an unpredictable power born from hope and cooperation rather than mere technology. As the meeting continued, the Xiphorians listened carefully to the stories of human innovation and survival, feeling a strange admiration growing within them. But beneath that admiration lay a silent warning. Both species stood on the edge of a new era, one where the future was uncertain, and every choice could lead to peace or conflict. The air was thick with the weight of possibilities, and neither side knew exactly what would come next. But both understood that this encounter was far more than a simple meeting. It was the beginning of a story that would shape the fate of the galaxy itself. As the Xiphorians spent more time among humans, they began to uncover the true reason behind humanity's unexpected power. Reason far beyond their advanced weapons or technologies. The Xiphorians, used to a society governed by cold logic, rigid rules, and towering machines, were stunned to see a species whose greatest strength lay in qualities they had long forgotten. Humans showed a remarkable creativity that no machine could predict, an ability to think beyond the limits of their environment and invent new solutions in moments of crisis. More than that, humans displayed deep empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, even those very different from themselves. This empathy created bonds between people that survived conflicts and disasters alike. The Xiphorians watched as humans faced unimaginable challenges, wars that could have destroyed their species, climate disasters that threatened to wipe out whole cities, and dangers from the stars themselves. Each time, humans adapted, learning from failure and using their pain to grow stronger rather than weaker. Unlike the Xiphorians, who believed power came from strict control and the might of their machines, humans drew strength from their unpredictable spirit. The aliens realized that this spirit was a force no weapon could destroy, a force born from hope, determination, and the will to protect one another. As they witnessed human leaders making tough decisions with compassion, scientists pushing boundaries with passion, and ordinary people risking everything for others, the Xiphorians felt a fear they had never expected. It was not fear of destruction, but fear of being outmatched by something far more powerful, the human heart and mind working together as one. This revelation unsettled their confidence, forcing the Xiphorian commanders to reconsider their own society's values and weaknesses. They admitted in quiet moments among themselves that humanity's greatest weapon was not the technology in their hands, but the indomitable will that refused to break, no matter how great the odds. This truth cast a shadow over the ancient alien race's plans, leaving them wondering if their long dominance would soon be challenged not by force, but by the unpredictable strength of a species that refused to give up. In this realization, the Xiphorians faced a turning point. Would they embrace this new power and learn from it? Or would fear drive them back into isolation and suspicion? The answer was not yet clear. But one thing was certain: the encounter with humanity had awakened something within them, a new respect mixed with a haunting unease. The story of two civilizations, separated by time and space but now intertwined, had only just begun. After the tense moments of understanding and revelation, the Xiphorians made an unexpected offer to humanity, an alliance unlike any the galaxy had seen before. Rather than viewing humans as a threat to be eliminated or controlled, the ancient aliens expressed a genuine desire to learn from humanity's remarkable resilience and unique ability to adapt to every challenge. They proposed working together, sharing knowledge, and exploring the far reaches of space as partners. This offer surprised many humans, who had prepared for conflict but now faced an opportunity for friendship. Yet, humanity was cautious, and wise, agreeing to the alliance only on clear terms, mutual respect for each civilization's independence, and a shared vision of peaceful exploration and discovery. The human leaders insisted that no species should dominate the other, and all decisions must be made with fairness and transparency. With this agreement in place, scientists and engineers from both worlds began collaborating on projects that combined Ziphian technology, vast and precise, with human creativity and ingenuity. They worked on engines capable of reaching distant stars faster than ever before, new communication systems that could connect worlds light years apart, and medical breakthroughs blending the best of both species' knowledge. These joint efforts sparked hope and excitement across Earth and Xiphorian space alike. However, beneath the surface of this historic cooperation, not all Xiphorians welcomed the alliance with open arms. Some factions within their society, especially those who clung to old traditions of hierarchy and control, grew uneasy. They whispered fears that humans, with their unpredictable spirit and rapid innovation, might one day surpass the Xiphorians, challenging their centuries-old dominance. These doubts festered quietly, casting shadows over the new partnership. In secret meetings, these skeptics debated whether the alliance was wise or a dangerous gamble. Still, for now, the cooperation continued, driven by the belief that together they could achieve more than either species alone. As humans and Xiphorians worked side by side, new friendships formed, and old fears slowly began to fade. The promise of a future where different worlds could unite in peace inspired many. But the question lingered. Would trust hold strong against the fears born from ancient rivalries and the uncertainty of what the future might bring? The answer remained uncertain, but the journey toward a new era had begun, filled with hope, tension, and the thrill of exploring the unknown as allies. As the years passed, the collaboration between humans and Xiphorians grew deeper and more profound, transforming Earth into a shining beacon of hope and strength across the galaxy. What had once been seen as a small, primitive world was now recognized as a center of courage, innovation, and compassion, qualities that resonated far beyond its blue skies and green forests. Stories of human bravery in the face of disaster, their ability to create incredible technologies from humble beginnings, and their genuine care for all life spread quickly among star systems, inspiring countless other civilizations to reconsider their own paths. The Xiphorians, who had spent millennia as distant watchers and cold rulers, found themselves becoming students of humanity's heart and mind, learning not only from their technology, but from their spirit and determination. The ancient cycle of domination and fear, so common among great civilizations, began to break down, replaced by a new era of cooperation and mutual respect. Humans did not lead through power or intimidation, but by example, showing the galaxy that strength could come from unity, empathy, and a willingness to face challenges together. Their influence grew quietly but steadily, shaping alliances and fostering peace in places once ruled by suspicion and conflict. The universe took notice, and while humanity no longer terrified others with weapons or threats, it commanded respect. Through its unyielding will and boundless creativity, the true power of Earth lay not in its armies or fleets, but in the hearts of its people, people who refused to give up, who believed in a future brighter than any past could predict. Even the most skeptical Xiphorians admitted that humans had changed the course of galactic history, proving that greatness could emerge from the most unexpected places. And so, as new stars were reached and new worlds explored, humanity stood at the forefront of a galaxy, waking to a future filled with promise and discovery. The story that began with an alien return after 500,000 years had become a tale of hope, showing that even the oldest watchers could be amazed in that the greatest power in the universe was the spirit that never stopped striving, no matter the odds.